welcome to Murphy's Garden, and we're actually at the RHS Tatton Flower Show. We're having a lovely day, so we'll just take you around and show you some of the sights.
The Tatton Flower Show is very much about showcasing new up-and-coming talent. For that reason, Olivia is going to take us through some of the young designers and their beautiful gardens. These are the ones to watch for the future.
This garden was designed by Rachel Platt and aims to provide an accessible and relaxing place for people suffering from long COVID. The shape of the garden is based on caduceus, the staff of Hermes, which is often used as a medical symbol. The garden includes a multi-stem tree, viburnum buckwoodii, a rain garden, a winding path, and an arbour which features as the focus point of the garden. This garden is called Come Lime With Me, and it was designed by Emma Tipping. The name of the garden is a play on the British TV programme Come Dine With Me, and the Guyanese slang of liming, meaning the art of doing nothing, allows the garden to be a space for sharing food and drink and laughter. The garden is also depicting a more serious message about the rising sea levels of British and Guyanese coastlines, and water has been placed at all sides of the garden to reflect this message. This next garden is called Slow Down and Breathe Deep, and it was designed by Alex Pettit. The garden was designed with the NHS staff from a specialist hospital in mind and acts as a therapeutic tool for managing stress and anxiety from work life. The garden includes soft, relaxing planting, a green wall, 2 curved paths, a reflecting pool, and also a timber pavilion. Designed by Tom Clark, Paradise Found has been designed to create a tranquil environment and uses aspects of Moroccan courtyard. The garden is made up of 4 quadrants and is based on Chaba, the Persian style of garden layout. It is enriched with colourful and bold planting, both used for their scent and form, providing a sensory and visual experience. The last garden in the Young Designer category is called the Working From Home Garden and was designed by Will Scully. The garden was designed after the pandemic when people were forced to work from home and gives the perfect working from home environment. The luxurious and carbon-negative commute to the garden office is surrounded by naturalistic planting and reclaimed materials. After visiting the RHS Young Designer Gardens, we then headed to the Border Gardens, and these were full of ideas for sustainable gardening in a small space. It was so lovely to see all the different types of ideas, and we met some really lovely people, one of which was Jason Williams, who's known as Cloud Gardener. His garden showed how beautiful edible borders can be created in urban settings. There were gardens that showed how you can create spaces that benefit the environment and your well-being. There was also a garden that featured a mix of ornamental and edible plants, all to attract pollinators. There were also gardens to celebrate the Queen's Jubilee. Overall, I think this is a really lovely category for garden designers and people who are just interested in showcasing some of their ideas at Tatton. They're also full of really useful ideas that you can recreate really easily in your own spaces at home.
So after looking at the show gardens, Olivia and I then headed into the floral marquee, and this is a great opportunity to see some very specialist nurseries growing all sorts of things, everything from salvias to fuchsias to lilies to alliums to pelargoniums, all sorts of things, alpines, you name it, they've got it, hostas, lots and lots of different things, and a good opportunity to acquire perhaps some new varieties for your own garden. We then left the floral marquee and headed back onto the showground where there were lots more show gardens to look at.
The first garden we saw was a garden called Commute, which was designed by Pip Probert. Similar to some of the other gardens, this garden also shows the increase in people working from home, and a garden office is the main feature within the area. Up next was the RHS and BBC Northwest Community Urban Garden that was designed by B. Tan, who also exhibited for the first time this year at Chelsea Flower Show. The garden demonstrates how even the most unlikely city centre spaces can be made into functional and accessible green spaces that look absolutely beautiful. The garden is set on a section of road, and the planting and surrounding trees emerge from gaps in the road and the pavement to represent an effort to disrupt the normal car-focused streets. We then saw the Vitamin G garden, which was designed by Alan Williams. The garden's primary focus was to prove how gardening benefits our mental, physical and social well-being. It was based around a series of interconnecting capsules that form a daily dose of vitamin G. This garden was absolutely beautiful, and I especially loved how you could walk around the whole garden and see the studio filled with art and plants, and also the yoga area for meditation, and also the plunge pool as well as the circular lawn. I thoroughly enjoyed being in this garden, and I feel like it really did make me feel calm and relaxed. The planting was just stunning, and I feel like you could really easily take away small elements from this garden. There was so much to it. The last category of show gardens that we visited was the RHS and BBC local radio Planet Friendly Garden competition. These gardens were displayed on a circular wheel, and this first garden is called Paradise Found, designed by David Williams. The planting in this garden is really natural and contains a native hedgerow, wildlife pond, dipping platform, bog garden and feeding station for birds. The next garden was called Lochside, and it was designed by Chris Swift. The inspiration from the garden came from Chester's Canal Basin, with its loch staircase, bridges, boatyard and moorings, and the host of wildlife that thrives there. The main feature in the garden represents the hull and cabin of a canal boat, and it also contains a mirror inside, which I think has a really lovely effect to it. Before we headed home, we quickly popped into this really lovely little stand called Ceramic Botanist. Louise hand makes all of her creations and is really inspired by ever-changing seasons and capturing a moment in time. I loved her pieces so much, I even picked up a little vase for myself.
We've had a really lovely day out. Thank you very much for watching, and join us in the next video. Bye for now.